metric units. Great effort, GCSE. All hinges on this, the relationship between the prefix kilo, which means 1,000 of, and milli, which means 1,000th of. And then we've got our standard units, meters for distance, grams for weight, and liters for capacity. When I convert from kilo somethings to the standard units, I times by 1,000. When I convert from the standard units to milli, which means 1,000th of, I times by 1,000. If I'm going in the opposite direction, I multiply. So here, I'll give you an example. Guys, could you copy down this question? 3 kilograms equals how many grams? Kilograms. That's the symbol, the abbreviation for it. We're converting from the bigger unit, kilo, to the standard unit, so we multiply by 1,000. To give us 3,000 grams. So I'll show you that again. Question 2. 7 kilometers. That's this abbreviation. How many meters is that? 7 times 1,000 equals 7,000. But say we have to go from standard units to the smaller units, the milli ones. Let's have a look. 4 meters is how many millimeters? Well, we're converting from the bigger to the smaller, so we times by 1,000. So it's 4,000 millimeters. Right, 2 more examples before I give you some to practice. Question 4. What about if you're going 2 steps from the largest units right down to the smallest? Here, I'll give you an example. 2 kilometers equals how many millimeters? Well, times 1,000 gives me 2,000 meters. So I have to times 1,000 again. If you're unsure about multiplying by powers of 10, then see one of our earlier videos to give us 2,000, 1,000, or 2 million millimeters. The quickest step is to just multiply by a million, 1,000, 1,000. Now, the last example, what about if I'm going the opposite direction? I have the smaller units. Here we are, 7,000 milligrams. How many grams is that? Well, I'm going from smaller to larger, so I divide by 1,000. Remember, the simplest way of doing that is to cross off the zeros to give us 7 grams. Right, I'm going to give you 5 to practice. Let's see how you manage and how you fare with these. It really should be something that's second nature to you. Okay, if you're out there in internet land, copy down the questions and then put it on pause. Right, hi, welcome back. One of those basic skills we don't practice enough, and because we don't We're becoming a less and less practical peoples, by which I mean we do less things with our hands, or we help our mums and dads less. We're not picking up on this as much as we used to, at least not in England. Let's just go through the answers then. 2 kilometres is, I'll go around the audience. You young lady in the corner, 2 kilometres is how many metres? 2,000, good. If you've got a red pen and you like to have red ink showing correct answers, then feel free to mark these as we go through them. 12 kilograms, young lady at the back. How many grams? 12,000, yeah. Now, what about 9 litres? By the window. How many millilitres is that? 9,000. What about, though, 3,000 millimetres to metres? Yeah. Well done. You divide in this case. We're going from the smaller to the bigger unit, so we divide. So that's 3 metres. Now, who can tell me, volunteers only, 5 million millilitres is? No, that would be 5,000. It is 5,000. I apologise. Yes, you divide by 1,000. Well done, young fellow. Right, well done. Okay, thanks for listening. I hope you look forward to some of our other shows. See you soon. Stay safe.